ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together we are unstoppable. Switch today.
This Wednesday night, the country's electoral process to undergo major transformation. How policymakers say new legislation will, among other things, reduce fraud and strengthen public trust in the process. Full details on the way here at 11. Prime Minister Davis with an emotional appeal as he helps launch the housing initiative Love Thy Neighbor program. Hear how the Prime Minister is urging a return to old values to help build the lives of others. And here's good reason tonight why you will want to hold on to your passport just a little tighter and even closer. That document has earned a prestigious ranking, who's giving the Bahamian travel document a stamp of approval, and hear who we share top honors with. We're taking flight the Bahamas tonight at 11. Starts now.
Good evening and thank you for staying with us this late night. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. We begin here at 11 with legislation moving through Parliament that is expected to reform the country's electoral system by reducing fraud, improving efficiency, and strengthening public trust in the process. Fern Carey to get us started here at 11.
The bill for an act to amend the Parliamentary Elections Act gives full effect to reforms already passed into law back in 2020, paving the way for the entire electoral process to be modernized in line with other countries in the region. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Honorable Philip Davis, opened debate on the bill. He indicated that the proposed legislation will protect electoral integrity without limiting access to the ballot box.
We are replacing the concept of a permanent voter card with a secure biometric card that carries a 10-year validity. That change is now embedded in the new section 14A. This card will be similar to size, shape, and feel as to your driver's license and or NIB card. The card will be valid for 10 years.
The Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador member also indicated that 80% of Bahamians on the permanent register already have biometric data on file at the passport office.
This legislation allows those voters to consent to a secure data transfer, eliminating the need for repeat biometric capture. This is an efficient, privacy-conscious way to build continuity in the new system.
The Act also mandates a national voter verification exercise once every 10 years aimed at ensuring the integrity of the register, while the process for issuing the cards will be formalized.
During this process, voters will appear in person, confirm or update their personal and biometric information, and if needed, receive a new card. The Parliamentary Commissioner will have the authority to conduct this exercise with flexibility in timing and location, and penalties are set for false declaration.
Measures will also be put in place to prevent voters from being disenfranchised due to technical fault or errors. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
All right, Fern, thank you. The Prime Minister also addressing concerns raised in a letter sent to him by the opposition, questioning the removal of some 15,000 names from the voters' register. The Prime Minister's comments prompting a response from opposition leader Michael Pintard.
But those 15,000 names were identified as the Parliamentary Commissioner that they were persons who they confirmed had passed and their name ought not to be on the register.
We indicated the areas of concern, which we have expressed to the correct authority, which is the Parliamentary Commissioner.
So coming from the House of Assembly, which is now in summer recess, it was not all smooth sailing during debate in the lower chamber today. House Speaker Patricia DeVos suspended F&M Deputy Leader and St. Barnabas MP Shannon Don Cartwright after he failed to apologize for remarks made in an earlier sitting. Remarks Mr. Cartwright still argues he never made.
Let me just say this, that I stand here, Madam Speaker, understanding the gravity of what this House has asked me to do.
What St. Barnabas MP and F&M Deputy Leader Shannon Don Cartwright was being asked to do by the House was to apologize. During debate on the budget back in June, the House Committee of Privilege, a bipartisan group, a committee of which Cartwright himself is a member, found that during a heated back and forth, the St. Barnabas MP called Central, South Andros, and Mangrove Key MP Leon Lundy a liar. Cartwright insisting he never said that.
Nowhere in this Hansard that it said I used the word lie or called you a liar. It did say that I said that you misled this out. I asked a specific question if there were any fees, that were increased. I didn't qualify when that was. The honorable member took it upon himself to misinterpret or interpret what I was trying to say, Madam Speaker. I asked him a specific question.
He made it clear he had nothing to apologize for.
And so, Madam Speaker, for the record, with God as my guide and my commitment to my principles, I cannot in good conscience apologize, Madam Speaker.
Speaker Patricia DeVoe, already exacerbated by how lengthy this back and forth had gone on, gave Cartwright one more chance to apologize before handing down her ruling.
It is the ruling of this chair that the honorable member for St. Barnabas will be suspended upon the next sitting of this House after the summer break. That is the ruling of this chair.
We should tell you that this is not Mr. Cartwright's first time down this road. You may recall that he was among the 6 F&M MPs suspended late last year following that now infamous throwing of the mace incident. Other news here tonight, the mentality that we are our brother's keeper is seemingly lost. But with the launch of this initiative aimed at resurrecting the care and concern for our neighbors we once had, things might begin to look up. Danielle Dean has more.
Love your neighbor as thyself. It is the second greatest commandment and a charge given to all Bahamians by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal and the Church of God of Prophecy just earlier today. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis admitting as much during his address this morning at the Church of God of Prophecy's Love Your Neighbor church service, during which he reasoned that love for our neighbor should not come with conditions, especially none of a political nature.
As your Prime Minister, but more than that, as your neighbor, I'm deeply afraid of what politics is making us become. If we lose civility, if we lose decency, if we begin to see every opponent as an enemy, we're entering into a different reality, one where our country can't hold together. Once upon a time, we could disagree and still share a meal. We could support different parties and still go to the same church, cheer for the same jungle group, raise our children on the same block. Today, we don't just argue, we attack. We don't just disagree, we despise.
Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal, the Honorable Keith Bell, and National Bishop of the Church of God of Prophecy, Bishop Woodley Thompson, partnered this year to launch Love Your Neighbor Day, recognized on July 30th.
We have to, as a nation, go back to that village concept. We have to truly go back to loving our neighbor.
We call on every soul, every island, every voice to rise. This is a movement, not just a campaign, a divine awakening, a holy uprising of compassion that will not be silenced.
Every single one of us is walking around with burdens, with fears, with regrets. We don't say out loud. You don't know what that woman on the bus is carrying. You don't know what that young man on the corner has been through. You don't know what that angry voice on the radio is trying to heal from. But you know this, they are your neighbor. And if you ever needed grace, then you know how powerful it can be to give it.
Reporting for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Okay, let's return here to politics for a moment. Member of Parliament for Killarney and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis still tight-lipped on whether he intends to run independently or with a party. But he still stands firm in his belief that he will win in the end.
Only thing I'm saying is I am running. The FNM has already made a statement. The FNM has said that I am not their candidate. And I said I am running. I don't think you need anything other than that at this particular point in time. But I am running, and I have no doubt. I have faith and confidence that the people of Kalani will return me as the Member of Parliament for Kalani.
The Boundaries Commission is in deliberation about making adjustments to a number of constituencies, including heavily populated ones like Killarney and Golden Isles.
I know that they will make shifts. My constituency has a large number, and it had to be done. And I'm certain that it will be done. But in spite of that, I will be there, and Kalani will support me.
Other news here tonight at 11. Construction is progressing rapidly on the new National Reference Lab set to replace the old Bahamas Mortgage Corporation building on Russell Road. The multi-million-dollar project, funded by the Inter-American Development and supported by a European Union grant, is part of a broader plan to strengthen public health infrastructure across the country. Project lead Donald Demerit and project engineer Gerard Simonet say the work is already more than halfway complete.
So today it's a segue, because we want to just invite you here to show you that this partnership with Scorpio Construction Limited is indeed a good one. We are 55% completed, and you see that we are well on the way to completed this installation of component 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the IDB project.
The upgraded facility will enhance the nation's diagnostic testing capabilities and better support public health responses.
Elevator shaft, fire escape, and exterior nearly complete. Scorpio Construction Limited is now focused on the interior. Site supervisor Valeria Evans and project manager Stafford Evans confirmed that the team is making steady progress.
Right now we have drywall finishes being taken out, tiling being done, and the completion of all our plumbing and HVAC.
On this site, we have about 6 labs on the lower level that we're trying to finish and structure. All of the specs inside are going to be sanitary grade, infrastructure stainless steel, touchless units.
There is much more to stay up for this Wednesday night. When we come back, the Bahamas Passport gets a high global ranking. We'll tell you all about it. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight at 11. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us this Wednesday night. Well, tourism in the Bahamas is not just foreign investors, it's for Bahamians. And that includes Bahamians who are living outside the country but have the resources and connections to become owners in the nation's #1 industry. They recently had a chance to connect and discuss these opportunities at the 4th Annual Bahamas Diaspora Awards and Conference in Miami. Our Felicity Darville was there and tells us more here at 11.
Bahamians living in America connected for panel discussions and conversations at the 4th Bahamas Diaspora Conference. There, President and CEO of the Tourism Development Corporation, Ian Ferguson, said Bahamians are taking advantage of year-round grant support.
The one that has been quite popular in recent times has been our Home Sweet Home program. It is our vacation home rental incentive for Bahamians that want to enter into the accommodation space. We believe the best people to accommodate and to welcome visitors for stay are Bahamians. And so in a very organic way, we're looking for Bahamians with homes, with apartments, with condos, to place them in the pool. We believe it is the fastest way, obviously, to grow the number of rooms that we have in the current inventory. And of course, for Bahamians to also look into establishing small boutique resorts. In addition to that, of course, we have our standard venture pitch programs. It's competitions across the islands of the Bahamas where persons can win up to $10,000 to start a business. And again, we're doing that in 16 islands of the Bahamas across the archipelago.
Meanwhile, Philip Simon says the Royal Beach Club has a model that puts Bahamians first.
The Beach Club at Paradise Island is a unique partnership between the Royal Caribbean Group, the people of the Bahamas, and the government of the Bahamas. It seeks to maximize the engagement of Bahamians everywhere. And so we're talking about 100% Bahamian employees that will operate and manage the beach club once it's open. Throughout the course of construction, we have engaged only Bahamian companies to construct the beach club. And when it operates again, Bahamian companies will have the opportunity as third-party providers.
RCI's Royal Beach Club is 60% complete and is set to open in December. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Oh, thanks to our Felicity Darville. Let's turn to Exuma now, where the Turtle Grass Resort there is still developing, but the property is already making an impact on the island's community spirit. Charles Fisher explains.
It's a new development just off the Exuma Keys, Turtle Grass Resort and Island Club. Developer Bob Coughlin.
We've broken ground. We're the largest employer, I believe, here now. We have 36 employees on the Key. And, we're hoping we can move to the next phase. As many people know, we're kind of hamstrung by some potential dredging that's going on in the bay right in front of us that would endanger our guests and damage the environment. And that's a deal breaker for us, and we're hoping we can get through it.
Attending the recent Black Point Homecoming and Regatta, the resort was one of the major donors, and he's loving it.
It's the national sport. It's the history of the Bahamas, the beautiful, majestic sloop boats that go out there. But I love the fact that, it's also a youth development aspect here that, gives kids here an outlet of things to get involved with. And they have to maintain the boats, they have to work at it. And from my perspective, it's one of the best sports.
That's not all. Their contribution is already touching the up-and-coming skippers.
We supported them financially. We actually helped purchase paint, additional equipment, things so they could get the boats out there, and just made sure we made it easier for them so that they had the funds to do it.
It is impressive for the E-class and the youngest skippers to get on these boats.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the best thing about sailing is the youth and youth development. We've been involved with sailing down here for many years, both in Georgetown, where I'm a resident, and here where I'm doing a development. And I think sailing builds character with the kids, teamwork, and it's great to see it.
Sailing definitely making new friends and waves. For Access Now, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks, Fish. We have this other note here from tourism. Aztec Airways adding daily flights to North Eleuthera from Fort Lauderdale, Florida to its Bahamas itinerary beginning August 1st. The airline's new service complements its already successful network to Eleuthera, which includes 5 weekly flights to Governor's Harbor and twice weekly service to Rock Sound. These additional connections make it easier for tourists to access the island's main areas, helping to boost tourism and support the region's local economy. The direct flights is also geared to stimulate job creation and boost local businesses in Eleuthera, especially those in the hospitality and service sectors. By attracting more tourists to the Family Islands, Aztec Airways is contributing to the sustainable growth of the tourism sector, helping to spread the benefits of tourism more evenly across the country. Well, the Bahamas coming in a close second to Barbados, who leads the list of Caribbean countries with the most powerful passport. Yes, the most powerful passport. The 2025 Henley Passport Index ranking the archipelago 21st overall with access to 159 countries. That ranking based on the number of destinations passport holders can enter without obtaining a visa in advance. There's a sizable gap between the Bahamas and Antigua and Barbuda that takes the 26th spot, coming in at the bottom of Caribbean countries, Haiti at 83rd. Meantime, the United States and the UK have each dropped a spot since January, this while Singapore again tops that global ranking. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 turns to sports next. Here's the hardest working intern in all of the business, bar none. Swanson Gibson Jr. here with a preview of what's ahead.
Coming up in sports, skippers rolling on to the championship at Exuma's Royalville Regatta. More details coming up next. Welcome to our Hump Day Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. We start things off with the Royalville Regatta, one of the many sailing competitions occurring throughout the archipelago over the holiday. Day 2 gave way to dozens of skippers conquering the Exuma seas, inching one step closer to their division championship. Spectating on the sun was our very own Destiny Reed, who recaps the various events.
The action was fierce and the wind was right as Royalville hosted another thrilling day of C-class sailing. In today's featured race, Woody K, captained by Coach Heath Burrows, sailed a smart and aggressive course to clean first place, edging out tough competition from Shroud and Sassy Sue.
And you know, many times guys get beat 2 races back to back, so they gotta come strong.
Despite a slow start, Coach Heath Burrows and Woody K quickly found their groove with an early tack that changed the race.
Sign factor is we didn't have a really good start, but I made a correct decision to tack first, to tack early, and when I tacked first and early, I was ahead of everybody, and then from there, it's just management, just manage the boats, stay ahead of everybody else, and then got the race from there.
The Shroud, helmed by Fernando de Cardenas, stayed consistent throughout and held second position for most of the race.
Came second. We had a pretty good start, and couldn't catch up to Woody K, but they sailed excellent and deserved the win.
Stephen Knowles aboard Sassy Sue had to fight back after a rocky opening.
When we started, it was a boat that I took to take a route. I had to wait there to clear me. And when I tucked, when we came on starboard, I had to tack the pin. I had to make 3 quick ducks. That thing got me like 4th, 5th place. I was able to catch up to the third.
And not every boat had smooth sailing. Bull Ridge finished 9th, and Captain Brandon did not sugarcoat the result.
Bad decision. We had a wrong sail. Me and my crew, we decided the wind was going to be a little harder, but it didn't, so that's why we take that sail.
While the C-Class race brought plenty of excitement, the full regatta has now wrapped up. Fans won't have to wait long because the final results will be revealed in tomorrow's Sportscast.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Destiny Reed.
And more on sailing. The 62nd Black Point Homecoming and Regatta is all wrapped up, with sailing occurring in both the E and C classes.
It was a success. It could have been better, but looking at the crowd and looking at the boat that came and then the people, I think we could tip our hat off to everybody who come to Black Point and make this regatta successful.
Now the committee is looking forward to the 63rd.
We can improve for next year by sponsors from the locals, the private sponsors, and the government. You know what I mean? One thing, what my intention is now to start having some cookouts. You know what I mean? You know, because without us, you know what I mean? Everything got to start from us first. You know, the sailors, they have to start putting something back inside the community to show that they really appreciate that what we're doing.
From the sea to the court, the Bahamas Basketball Federation names its 12-man roster for the FIBA AmeriCup, which begins August 23rd in Nicaragua. The Bahamas men's national team's coaches and players express immense excitement ahead of the tournament.
We have an opportunity now to go against world powerhouses and get what we feel like is that we put a team on paper that can get a gold medal at this event. And I'm all in. I know that the federation, the entire country is all in, and our job is to go prepare and represent the 242 with pride and passion.
Still on hoops, Androsian big man Frederick King and his Murray State Racers bring an offensive storm to this year's Summer of Thunder series. ZNS Total Sports caught up with King as he discussed being in the 242 and hooping with his squad.
It means a lot, you know, seeing my little sisters and family and like a lot of my friends I used to play with in high school, like on the Bahamas select team, like Olivito, Woody, and them. It just feels good to like shout out and let the Bahamas know like how much talent they got down here.
On the diamond, Bahamian slugger Ian Lewis recently made his debut with the Beloit Skycarp, the high A affiliate for the Miami Marlins organization. On Tuesday, Lewis and his new squad would visit the Quad Cities River Bandits, coming out on top in a 7-6 extra inning win. Lewis went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles and 2 RBI, providing much productivity for his team. In track and field news, the 2025 NACAC Championships are set to begin August 15th in Freeport. The B3As recently constructed a 37-man squad, with the athletes looking to attain world standards for September's World Championships in Tokyo.
Comprising the men's portion of the roster is Anton Andrews, Andrew Brown, Jalen Cadet, Samson Colebrook, Kaiwan Culmer, Rolly Hanna, Stephen Gardner, Abner Johnson, Terrence Jones, Ian Kerr, Wanye McCoy, Sean Miller, Wendell Miller, Adam Musgrove, Kenny Moxie Jr., Laquan Nairn, Alonzo Russell, Jonathan Rogers, Gregory Seymour, Oscar Smith, Keyshawn Strawn, Andrew Stiles, Donald Thomas, Kendrick Thompson, Jonathan Turner, Lamar Williams, and Dennis Williamson. And on the women's roster is Denisha Cartwright, Anthea Charlton, Pentasia Johnson, Shawnee Miller-Weibo, Rima Odobor, Camille Rutherford, Diore Scott, Katrina Stamps, Anthonique Strawn, and Javonia Valcourt. And leading the core is Coach Andrew Tynes, Patrick Adderley, Ronald Cartwright, Rupert Gardner, Corrington Maycock, and James Roll. The Bahamas boys soccer team continuing action at the Under-15 CONCACAF Championships in Curacao. On Tuesday, the 2-4-2 went up against Dominica, and it would be a tight contest throughout. Starting things off for the Bahamas was Dirk Simmons, using his head literally and metaphorically as he scores the goal in the 4th minute. Team Bahamas showing resilience, but would ultimately fall to Dominica in a heart-crushing 2-1 loss.
And that's been your Hump Day Sports Check, everyone. I'm Swanson Gibson Jr. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Let's talk weather now here at 11. And yes, the rains did come today, but they did very little to break this heat trend. Let's talk now with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening to you, Basil.
Good evening, Colville. You're very correct, but we're going to get you started in the tropics, which is heating up. There are a number of areas that we're keeping our eyes on, but the most significant one is this tropical wave that came off the African coast yesterday. Well, Hurricane Center giving it a very, very good chance of becoming a tropical storm, possibly even a hurricane over the next several days. So we'll keep our eyes on that slide in our general direction. And then there's another area just to the south of that, low chance of development over the next few days. And then there's a medium chance of something happening off the southeast coast of the United States. And in the Gulf of Mexico, there's another low chance of something developing there as well, as we have that warm body of water there in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're getting closer to the peak, which is mid-September, so we anticipate some more activities taking place, but we'll keep you on top of the game. And our temperatures around the Farming Valley this evening: Marshall, Babaco, Green Turtle Key, Freeport, Grand Bahama, all at 83 degrees, 82 in the Berry Islands, Alistown, Bimini at 84 degrees, 84 also in Harbour Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 83, 82 in Otterstown, Cat Island, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, St. Andrews, 84, Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 83 degrees, and then we pick up an 82 in Georgetown, Exuma, Rim Key, and also in San Salvador, another 82 in Crooked Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Ragged Island. Acklands, they're a little lower at 80 degrees because we have some heavy cloud cover in this part of the Bahamas. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 80 degrees, 84 in Grand Turks and Matthew-Town, Niagara at 82 degrees. And our satellite pictures are showing a lot of the wet stuff across the areas, much of it over the open waters, but that's associated with that tropical wave which continues to slide towards the west. And in addition to that, once that moves off to the west, we'll have a mid-level trough which will sustain pockets of showers and thunderstorms over the next several days. Our forecast, as far as tonight is concerned, we're looking at overcast conditions this evening, then partly cloudy late with a thunderstorm in spots. The low temperature tonight should fall off to about 79 degrees. And tomorrow, we are looking at some morning showers, otherwise a thick cloud cover will continue for the greater part of the day with a high temperature getting up to 87 degrees. So Colville, we're going to keep you below that 90-degree mark tomorrow because of the cloud cover. And then over the next several days, we will continue a bit cloudy right through the weekend, and that's that upper level trough that will be supporting this cloudiness and those stray showers in the mix as well. But as we head into Sunday, we'll see the sun come out, and that will continue right into the middle part of the week, but we'll continue to have those spotty summertime type showers taking place. Temperature-wise, below average through Saturday, and then we'll start to get back to more seasonal temperatures as we head into Sunday and the early part of next week. Carvel.
Thanks for the rain, Basil, but I suspect we'll still be doing a whole lot more of this for the next few days. And that is a look at the way the news unfolded this Wednesday. I'm Corval Pfeiffer, and for all of us, take care, be well, and remember, we will be looking to see you again right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.